When I met my wife, this is a fact, and I went downtown on her. She had no smell, and I thought that's a good smell. So if that means that we're compatible, I was impressed that there was no smell. It was like water.
Do you want to get into this? So the only reason this is up, guys, by the way, is because he's made a photo of, or he's like not leaked. I mean, it's fine. We were just taking a selfie before going to.
Funny you use the word leaked because that's going to come into play here in a minute or so. But
all right, go for it. So this is. Wait, do you have the?
They don't look alike, Stevie. Mel and Ashley.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to start casting aspersions, but if we're going to take the heat off,
away.
If we're going to take the heat off me, then let's cast. Ashley, Jesus. I don't think Ashley comes off as like all methy, shaky, but something's up for sure.
The shoes and the socks and everything. But I did take that picture for my friend Danielle because I was like.
So this is the first impression.
Where's it going? Miniature golfing?
That you had. He drove all the way from Arizona. Shows up on a Friday. He rings the bell. Oh, I'm downstairs. Come let me in. You bring him in, and he walks into your apartment. He's like, take a picture so we can remember this by. And this was what showed up at your front door on the Friday.
That's correct.
And I'll just, for the people at home, and just correct me if I'm wrong, he's wearing what looks like gym shorts and gym shirt, like almost like.
It's a matching outfit, right, Stevie?
Yeah, especially the shoes and socks.
Yeah, but it's the top and the bottom. Are they the same color? It's like a set? You buy it as a set?
He's got a set down there, all right.
Like it looks like you would wear to just kind of go play volleyball. Then black socks and dress shoes, right? So it's almost like he wore.
That's called Arizona proper.
Yeah, I guess that's how you stay cool.
Wore this under his work outfit and just like pulled the work outfit off and still had the work shoes and the work socks.
One thing I have to ask about, like you see where it's black on the sides, like that's supposed to have a slimming effect, no? Can we zoom in to whatever happened to the shorts?
I gotta bounce.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Wow, this is exciting. He's kind of bounce.
What happened?
And I have the other picture I think is better, but you can kind of see. Let me see if I can zoom in even.
I mean, it looks like several.
I thought she was in love with this guy. Now she's mocking him. He's color coordinated. That's not sweat, is it? That's the way people wear.
Things happened on the way.
Yeah, there. And let me. I wonder if I could add an arrow because I'm in Canva right now. Elements, let's do an arrow, and I'll.
It's a Doom clip, everybody. I'm not watching. Doom's already up. I would never watch this guy unless it was a clip. I just want that to be put out there.
Right to what we're talking about.
So everyone does know that there is such thing as a first impression.
So there's a pee stain or some kind of wet spot there on his shorts, right around.
Might be a snack stain. When you're driving, you eat on the road. He was trying to make good time there, so maybe some burger grease or something.
Kind of the crotch area. So that was a nice touch.
That's not too gay to be focusing on the guy's crotch and then have an arrow pointed to his left ball. That's not too weird.
I mean, I was kind of like, I couldn't believe it because I was like, whatever. I've heard a few people say, like that bitch just wants like people to do what she says. I would encourage other bitches to want people to do what you say or negotiate. But don't settle. And also have like a set of standards.
Don't settle. She's settling for Mr. Kill Everything who lives in Arizona. And now she's settling for this nice podcast stupid clown who doesn't make any money. But don't settle. Do his show for free, but don't settle.
Standards for yourself. When this showed up at my door, I was like, again, something that happens in our brains, we take about 5 to 7 seconds to determine whether someone is a threat. He was not a threat in my brain. He was a mess. And so he had already there's stuff on the shirt too. He had already picked up he'd already, what do you call it? Picked out a restaurant. But so I do want to say this for all men that are listening and all y'all in the back. You only do get one chance at a first impression. It really is true. So it's just a fact. It's a scientific fact. The first time you meet someone, that's your first impression.
Were there any red flags before he showed up that
Flags,
you were
Gino,
maybe
flags.
nervous? You're like, I don't
Yes.
know that I don't know that I'm really feeling that this is going to be a good decision.
So that's exactly what I was saying when I called it off. Sometimes I lack like the best words for the situation. He was starting to like text me every single morning, text in the afternoon, call in the middle of the day, like really excited. Like, so you asked me how we met, which we went over before. He was an idea for a show that someone and I were working on. He was an idea for a male candidate for one episode of one show. And I was like, oh, I know him from this thing. Like, just give him my phone number. He can call me. And so he called me and he was like, going on about, Ashley, don't you think I'm getting like a lot of shit? Da, da, da. And I was like, from who? I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. But we ended up talking for like 4 hours and he was a nice person. And I was like, I guess it's kind of funny. You mentioned meeting people online and the difference between when you meet them online and when you actually see them in person. And I took a class at university, and it's usually that your brain puts that.
I took a class at university. She's like in a Mary Poppins movie. I took a class at what university? I took a class at university. All of a sudden, she's British. Nobody even talks like that. I took a class at university. What university?
The difference between when you meet them online and when you actually see them in person. And I took a class at university, and it's usually that your brain puts that, a lot of girls do like skinnier photos and their app photos, and guys do taller, whatever it is. But it's actually not even that they're not as thin as you wanted them or as pretty. It's that your brain developed something that was expecting something. So the fact that you're looking at something that wasn't what you expected is what mostly makes online dating not work.
So what else did you not expect that you got when this package showed up at the front door?
Well, so, as soon as he got out dressed like that, like, that's just, I mean, would you ever show up at a girl you liked? Like, if you were ever into a girl or even wanted to.
He drove 6 hours in the heat. What do you want him to wear? A fucking 3-piece suit?
Have I ever gone on a first date wearing gym clothes? No, I have not.
Have you ever gone on a first date? I know he has a mail order bride. We all know that, but he has ever gone on an official first date. What did you dress when you met your mail order bride at the post office?
Would
Gym clothes,
like
gestures.
go to a Starbucks and like change and put on like nice jeans and like a sweater.
There's so many options for this situation, right? What did you say? Go to Starbucks and change like a mile down the road?
Yeah.
You don't have to go to Starbucks. You can just change. You can change in your car. Have to go to Starbucks? He's got a car. Change your shirt, change your pants. If you have to get out of your car to change your pants, as long as you have underwear on, they're not going to arrest you. As long as your dick is not showing. Oh, now I might have lost my channel again because I'm being shadow banned because I said dick.
Anything.
Not only that, he asked me to get him whiskey, which is like fine, like because like I don't judge people about their drinking.
You did judge him. You just said you only get one chance to make a first impression. I wasn't judging other than all the judging I was doing.
Not know that he was to the extent of wherever he is, that he is, right?
It's always somebody else's fault with this gal. Always somebody else's fault.
But I didn't mind. I actually said I was at Trader Joe's. Is there anything you want me to pick up? He was like, oh, I forgot whiskey. Can you get
that
whiskey?
Trader
Like,
Joe's
sure.
whiskey.
But can you imagine showing up in these clothes? And also, okay, so let's just frame this here. If there
Before you do that, can I just ask a question? When you were messaging with him before he came,
mm-hmm.
was there and I know you said he was calling you a lot. He was texting you. Was
I didn't
there any
finish that part.
flirting? Was there sexy chat?
Let me finish that part. So it started to feel like no. It was I actually cut myself off from before. I started to when I have preceding in previous interviews, appearances, whatever you would like to call them, I've said I called it off. What I meant by that was he did start to feel like it felt like love bombing, if you know what that is. Like it just felt like too much too fast. And I was like, hey, let's just keep like chatting as friends, maybe like another time, you know what I mean? I was like, I just got out of a relationship that I was in for a really long time. And, it just is.
Tax day. We all remember. Broke up on tax day. Yes. April 15th. And then the other guy with the Mexican hookers. Yes.
It feels overwhelming. And that's when he called and said, look, let's just slow everything down. La, la, la. And I was like, great. Like, can we just be friends? Can you just come to LA and hang as a friend?
Why would he go to LA to hang as a friend? That's a long trip to just be friends, right? Mr. Kill?
Okay. So that makes sense. And I get that too. Like maybe if you
get that. You bought a bride from another country. He doesn't even speak English. Now all of a sudden he's a Dr. Ruth.
If he showed up in here's I'm gonna talk from the guy's standpoint. I'm gonna put myself in his shoes. Okay, I'm texting, I'm calling. I probably wouldn't have done it as much as he did, but okay. So you're vibing with this very pretty woman online. You're single. You want to meet her, and it seems like there's some good stuff going on.
Single, ready to mingle, I think the kids say.
She's a little apprehensive, but but I'm gonna kind of work through that. And she says, let's come out as friends. Okay, good. But I still want to put on my best impression. Not that I'm trying to get laid, not that I'm trying to like do anything funky. If it, maybe there's
You didn't wear a t-shirt. Well, I guess that is a t-shirt, but it's more it's a little bit fancier than a t-shirt.
Some sparks or something that happens. But I want to put a good first impression. I want to be chivalrous. Maybe I show up with flowers. Maybe that's too much. Maybe you don't do that. But
yeah,
but
she wants to be friends. Clean. That's a good friend outfit. If you're just better than that, then she gets suspicious. Oh, this guy wants some of this sugar wall.
Clean cut, smelling nice. I mean,
I like the flowers idea. Sorry,
okay.
Go ahead.
A friend would bring flowers.
Okay, so any potential suitors out there? Okay, I'm giving some ideas.
Well, I mean, there's also the thing where you should always show up to someone's house with something. Not only did he show up like this, he
like a
showed
bottle
up
of
with
wine or something.
And like, I mean, granted, I did say I'm going to Trader Joe's. Do you want something? Like, is there food that you like or something like this? And he's like, a bottle of whiskey. And I was like, okay.
When he showed up at your front door, like that, how did he? Maybe this is too much information, but how did he smell?
So I told you pheromones are a thing. People smell differently to different people, right? But we definitely didn't. We weren't compatible in terms of smell, for sure.
Oh my God! Oh God! Wow.
Okay. So
as she goes to the whatever she's toking on, right? Sorcerer, you condone this? Whenever she gets nervous, she grabs her little what do babies suck on? A teether? Shuli does the same thing. Whenever they get nervous, they go for their little teether. Is it a teether? What do you call it? Somebody's saying if she smokes. Pacifiers. Yeah, pacifier. What did I call it? Pacifier. Yeah, they're a little pacifier. They need a little pacifier.
To different people, right?
You smell.
So I told you pheromones are a thing. People smell differently to different people, right? But we definitely didn't. We weren't compatible in terms of smell, for sure.
Okay. So let me put the picture back up here if I can.
Okay, so the big thing about this is like he thought so he goes to shower and I'm not
When I met my wife, this is a fact, and I went downtown on her. She had no smell, and I thought that's a good smell. So if that means that we're compatible, I was impressed that there was no smell. It was like water, running water. But I digress.
out here on the couch in the living room and he goes to shower and he like tells me to close my eyes. 'Cause he's like, now I'm making my first impression. And I'm like thinking to myself, what? Like
What?
you close my he thought so he goes to shower and I'm out here on the couch in the living room and he goes to shower and he like tells me to close my eyes. 'Cause he's like, now I'm making my first impression. And I'm like thinking to myself, what? Like you
Can I
can't.
get a redo on this? Like I know I showed up like looking like a pig, but
No, this is how like I don't know him. Again, I do not know him, but I think this is how he actually thought this was going to go down. That he shows up in whatever, which is this whole thing. He shows up in
this
this.
thing with.
I
By the
mean,
way,
you
the
wouldn't even
black
check that
socks
you
and black
didn't
shoes
pee in your
ensemble is nice with the gym shorts. I like that. It's
you
a
didn't
vibe.
wouldn't even look that you like peed your pants or something happened there. But I remember that I didn't even know what to say because like, I didn't know what to say. And I was like, oh, I said something about his shoes. He was like, well, I thought about that, but you'll see, or something like that. I don't even remember what it was. But so I was just like, I can't wait for Sunday morning, basically when he arrived. But
So you to this time maybe I won't use the metaphor, but you were not feeling it, and they were at that point you knew. So within maybe 10 minutes of meeting him, you're like, I just got to get through this weekend and be nice and try to be respectful, but there is nothing going to happen this weekend.
from the second, maybe even be preceding him arriving here, I knew 100% there was nothing that was going to happen on my end.
Okay. So then he goes and he takes the shower and he says, okay, close your eyes. I'm going to give you a surprise when I come.
Mr. Kill, you have the link. It's official. I sent you the link. I can't.
Out.
No.
And what is that? What he?
Yeah, I was watching a show with Han.
Then he goes and he takes the shower and he says, okay, close your eyes. I'm going to give you a surprise when I come out.
No.
And what is that? What he?
Yeah, I was watching a show with Han on the couch, and he's like, "Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed." And I was like, "Oh man, this can't be like happening. Like, he can't show up like this and be."
She invites a strange man to her house, and then it's all his fault. I mean, this woman's a fucking clown. I'd rather talk to Mel at this point. That's a fact, Jack.
like I don't even get it. So I close my eyes and then I'm like, okay, eyes closed, like playing along, okay, let's go through the motion. And I open my eyes and he has like this, like these, I mean, it wasn't an improvement. It matched black shoes better. It wasn't like.
So just describe for the crowd. So he had black pants and a black shirt, or what was he wearing?
I think it's the picture that he has. Maybe, I don't know if he.
Who cares? She wasn't going to have sex with him anyway. Who cares what he's wearing at that point? Right?
Wore a different shirt. I really couldn't tell you. The next day, it could have been the same shirt. Oh, by the way, he got that shirt at a gas station on the way here.
It's a nice shirt. They're a handsome couple. A younger Mel and a younger Joey C. I like that shirt. Where'd you get it? What gas station?
How did you know that?
Because he said he was very pissed off because he forgot a shirt, like a dress shirt. And I was like, oh, like there's like a bunch of places. We can go to a bunch of places here. And then like he texted me like 3 hours away. I found a shirt at a gas station. I texted Ryan, who's probably still here. I texted 3 of my girls.
A lot of gas stations sell everything, right, Permaseal? These gas stations on the big highways, they sell everything. I watch these videos where people live they mobile home and they live at a mobile home and they stay at a gas station for like a couple of days and everything's there. Everything they need is there.
Girlfriends, I was like, he texted me like 3 hours away. I found a shirt at a gas station. I texted Ryan, who's probably still here. I texted 3 of my girlfriends. I was like, he bought a shirt at the dress store, and they all were making jokes about what color it was because they couldn't believe he bought like at the gas station. I don't know. Maybe there's some cool shirts at gas stations, but that
Were you
was
texting your
Obviously did. That's a cool shirt. Button Oxford buttons on the top. I like that. I like that style.
girlfriends like during this weekend of just giving
the
them
whole
updates?
time. Of course, the picture that you showed at first was 100% for them.
Oh, so you texted all your girlfriends? You're like, look what just showed
Go to your little pacifier. Mommy, I need my pacifier.
up at my front door.
Well, not like that. More like, like it just felt like, and this happened, and lesson learned. But maybe I should have said like, maybe come for like the day, and like, but again, like you can't like let a person drive drunk, so you couldn't like send him back to Arizona that night.
Hit the like button.
Permasil finishing. Mr. Cleverthing looks fine to work on a tractor. 100% oil stain. Had a quarter of motor oil in his pocket. Did he? He didn't have a quarter of motor oil. Is that what you guys call your sexual apparatus? Mr. Cleverthing looks fine to work on a tractor. 100% oil stain. Had a quart of motor oil in his pocket. First of all, Permasil, if they like you, they like you. So, how about if Brad Pitt was wearing that outfit? You'd think she would have been like, no thanks. Women are stupid. Yeah, I didn't like his outfit. I didn't like the way he smelled. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, how about if some handsome guy shows up, some Hollywood actor? Why would he? But how about if he did? How about if he was more handsome than Mr. Kill Everything? Or how about if he was wealthy? They'd be like, you know what? He doesn't smell the way I like it or dress the way I like it, but I can make this work. Right, Permaseal? I thought he looked fine. He looks fine to work on a tractor. Yeah, what's wrong? I thought he was probably eating while I was driving. He had to buy a shirt at the truck stop, so he's probably eating and driving to save time. I know I do. Permaseal finishing. Yes. Quart of motor oil in his pocket. That old trick. Ashley watched him on streams, unable to speak. Ashley watched him on streams, unable to speak. Pass out on the floor, shirtless and covered in blood. That's true, man. There were some red flags along the way. I mean, you can't even. That's 100% true. I mean, we've all seen it. He left. I think I talked about it to her before he even went there. I think when he was who knows? But the timeline is, yes. One time he went to get some ice. He came back with a bloody face 2 minutes later, and he didn't know what happened. She's agitated because Miss Cleverthing's load tasted odd. Yeah. It's not my preferred flavor. I mean, women are all, I didn't like, if he smells. I didn't like if we were incompatible or smells. Mrs. Permasil is disgusted with women like Hashley. Oh, is that what we're calling her? Hashley? Because she smokes hash? Mrs. Permasil is disgusted with women like Hashley. Good. I am too. Send me the link, Mrs. Permasil. At least Miss Cleverthing isn't so horrible that someone had to repossess his horse, allegedly. Ashley, did he leave the black socks on when you gave him a pumpkin? I mean, it's so ridiculous.